Hello everyone, my name is General Fancy Pants, and welcome to a new Let's Play. This time we will be playing The Swapper, which was developed by Facepalm Games, and it is a two-dimensional puzzle platformer. And as you can see, I do have a game already here, but I'm going to obviously begin a new game. And let's check out the options first, just to be sure everything's alright. And everything looks okay. We can change the FPS cap and the refresh rate, and then all the other normal stuff too, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. I don't see this too often where you can the FPS cap. But anyway, we're just going to put that to maximum. So, yeah. Let's go back and let's begin. Yeah. I gotta say, this game is beautiful. There's no dialogue in it. Well, that's not true. There's very little dialogue. There's actually some, but it's pretty minimal. So the cutscenes are going to be basically just this. Research Station Theseus, Planet Cori 5. Or Chori 5, I can't remember how they pronounce that. Okay. The Swapper. This is a very, very interesting puzzle game. It's the mechanics. If you haven't seen or heard about it, you'll see what I mean in a little while. But the way they approach the puzzles is pretty unique, actually, and they definitely take a lot of thought. So, okay, so I was shipped off in an escape pod, whether I needed to or not. So you can move left or right. And this game is generally pretty dark. Press A or up, like to jump. And then hold A, so there's a little jump. And then hold A or up for a big jump. Now I can't remember what I was going to say. Oh, the game is generally dark, and then you can look around using the right analog stick. If you didn't notice at the beginning, I am using an Xbox 360 controller, or actually it's not an exact Xbox 360 controller, it's just an equivalent to it. But yeah, the game is pretty dark. There's going to be a lot of scenes like this where it might be hard to see sometimes, so I apologize for that, but it is what the game is, and I couldn't change the brightness settings, so it is kind of what it is. Alright, Site 24.
Now entering Theseus Excavation Site 24 on Planet Cori 5.
It is Cori, okay.
All off-world transport via home teleport at base of installation. All finds property of the Sisyphus project.
Okay, so press B to display the map, and there it is. The green, these things are hatches, and then we'll see other various things on the map. And I can't reach that. That's a button up there. So let's go down this way to this hatch. And what's this? Try holding LB and releasing LB in an open space. So as you can see, there's this little glowing outline here that I'm moving around, and this will create a clone of myself. And you can have up to 4 clones of yourself, and plus obviously myself. And if you pay attention, you'll see that they move exactly how I move. So if I turn this way, they all turn this way. If I go back, they go back. If I look around, they look around with me. And if I move, they move with me exactly how I move. And you can use things like obstacles to help you move them more or less. So for instance, I can just run like this, but I'm not moving, but they are. Or the opposite way. And to get my clones back, I just basically run into them, or there's lights that will reset them, and we'll get more into that later. But yeah, see, there it goes. Makes physical contact with clones to reclaim them. But this is our first puzzle, and it's pretty easy because it is the first puzzle. It should be easy. But you make a clone, drop them on the button, and run through the hatch. No problem. Okay, so now we have a button down here, and we have a button up there, which will open up this door right here. So as we learned already, if I go this way, the clone will fall off, and then that's the end of that. There's no more, I can't do anything else with him. But if I move forward, he won't move, but I will, because he's ran into an obstacle. So if I do this, and then that will get him through the door. Now he is on this little, stuck in this little ledge, but he can jump with me, as you can see. So if I jump and move, and there we go. 4 clones can exist at the same time, and we saw that already. So this one we just do this, this. Come on, there you go, that, and that. And they all disappear, and now we're stuck here. So that was it. I mean, there's no going back after that point. So press X to interact with the memory terminal, and there's a variety of these around the world. Log number 1, security memo. From Coryu 5 excavation site 24 to Theseus Xeno Technology Research. Listen, we're grateful, but to be frank, half my team refused to be in the same room as one of those swapper devices. I hardly envisage, I don't know if that's envisage or if envision, I'm not sure, envisage their use becoming widespread enough to justify the security precautions you've had installed down here. Okay, so showing just that they don't like the swapper device, which is the device that I'm holding to make my clones. This is the swapper device, right where my little pointer is.
Radio uplink available. Broadcast location, Mine Science Laboratory, Space Station Theseus.
What you're telling me isn't possible. Tell me who I just ejected into space.
Okay, so presumably that's me that they're talking about, that got ejected into space. Teleport. Okay, let's go keep searching around though here. What is this? Create a clone, swap to it using RB. Okay, so we create a clone here. And then I have this, don't know if you'll be able to see that distortion beam that's being shot out of my swapper gun, but as you can see, it's kind of distorting the light. And what we'll use that for is to basically swap into this guy. So now my clone is me. Which means that I'm me still. Which gets very complicated. Because by the end of the game, there's going to be lots of me's. So then it gets into the whole thing of like, who is who? Am I still me because I'm a clone? Clones can't be created inside blue light. So as you can see, I can't create a clone in there at all. The outline doesn't show up at all. So that turns off the blue light. So you can see this button is turning it on and off. So what we need to do is make a clone here, swap to it, make a clone here, because now it is a black space. I can't create it in here, but I can create it right there. And swap back to this guy, and we're through. Red light blocks swap arrays, so you can make clones in the red light, but you can't swap to them. Okay, so this is just another combination thing where now that he's blocking the red light, I can actually make a clone up here and swap to him. And there's like a lot of puzzles like this, and there's not that many different lights. There's only red, blue, and then one other color. And we have another memory terminal. Log 2, Site 24, internal MSG, or message basically. I need a security orb. Oh, Sam, I need a security orb. I have been planetside for weeks. I cannot get clearance back to Theseus. Help me out? Kim, I can't. I want to see my husband as much as you do yours. Okay. So there's some story back, storyline to this, obviously. Let me just see here. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, nope, we're good. Interact with the console, which opens up that door.
The ship I came here in is fried. I have a rescue team on the way. They'll be here in a day's time. Why not? There must be something we can...
Okay. Yeah, so this story, obviously, to this, there's a story to follow, and we can learn more about who these characters are. Alright. Teleport going this way. And there is a teleporter. One more encryption orb is required to access the teleport activation console. And basically, all the puzzles revolve around getting these encryption orbs to open these teleports to progress the game. That's basically the whole purpose of the puzzles.
You can't make me do that. I won't do it.
Okay, still don't really know what she's talking about. Log number 3, message to quarantine. From Quarry Excavation Site 24 to Theseus Quarantine. We need a faster turnaround down here. The last shift was supposed to go home 6 hours ago. Instead, you've got them shipping back more rock samples. They're tired. Please advise. Okay. Alright, this is the light I'm talking about that will reset your clones. So, here, I'll make a clone right here. Make a couple of them. And if I run through this light, that resets your clones. So... there is a reasoning for those sometimes. If you get stuck and you need to start over, you can just run through that light, because there are some puzzles where you can't necessarily get to your clones once they're set because of various pits and things like that. But right now we do have an open space here. We have a button up there, which I'm not sure what it does exactly. We can make a clone and find out here. We'll just run him through. Okay, so that turns off this red light so that we can make a clone and get this orb. So what we'll need to do here is make a clone there, swap to him, make a clone here. And as you can see, the clone did not gather up the orb. We actually have to get it ourselves, or get it by manipulating that clone. So we just do that, and now we've gotten the Monogon orb. And now we have enough orbs to activate this teleport. And the orb doesn't go away. It's a running total. Let's see if I can remember how to get there. No. There it is. Up here, up in this corner there, you can see I have 1 orbs. And so it just keeps track of them. So even if I use that to activate it, and a very cool little scene going on here. And now the teleporter is active. And now, whoops, hit the wrong button again. Sorry. I still have one orb. It didn't actually like consume that orb, so... Because later on there's somewhere you need many orbs. But I think this is a good place to end the episode. Next time we will continue exploring, and I don't really know where I'm now since I just got transferred or teleported to a place unknown. So I will see you guys next time on this swapper. Until then.